Hello there. I wanted to make this video on some signs and symptoms of pregnancy before you take a test. So there were some things that happened to me and I just wanted to share them all with you, and maybe they happened to you too, or maybe you're wondering if you're pregnant and you may have experienced or are experiencing some of the same things that I did. So I have some notes here. I think I have 7 things on the list. So if I'm looking down, that's why I'm looking at my paper. But these are in no particular order. I felt them all in like that 2-week wait period. Here are some of the things that made me realize that I was pregnant before I took a test. So, 1, extremely hot. I was hot all the time. It was summertime and so there's AC on everywhere, but I just felt so hot all the time. I would be hot in the morning, I'd be hot when I went to bed, I'd have to turn the AC down throughout the night multiple times at work. And the air conditioning's always on. I mean, I'm talking to people and walking around. I'm a hairstylist, so I'm talking to people and there's people around, but I was so hot. I kept turning the AC down every single day and I could not get cool enough. Like my internal body temperature just felt extremely hot. So being really hot. Another one is extremely thirsty. I drink a ton of water as it is. Like I'm just good at drinking water. It's pretty much all I drink. I have the occasional treat here and there and coffee in the morning, but I drink so much water and it's not hard for me to drink water. But in my entire pregnancy, I was really thirsty, but the very beginning is when my water intake doubled. I was drinking at least 2 gallons of water every single day, and a lot of times more than that without even trying. Like I just couldn't quench my thirst. So very thirsty. Another one is just very emotional. So I'm an emotional person as it is, and whenever I would have my period, I'd be emotional. But during this early pregnancy, the emotions were like on another level. Like I would cry about anything. I would watch Say Yes to the Dress and I would cry. I would watch Queer Eye and I would cry. I would think about one of my clients getting married and I would cry. Like I said, I'm a hairstylist, so this is like wedding season, prime time, and I would just be so emotional. Like no matter what anyone would talk about, mostly happy things I would cry about more over sad things, but I mean obviously sad things would make me cry too, but happy things just made me so emotional and I would just bawl my eyes out for no reason. Is having super weird and scary dreams, and very vivid dreams too. So I remember going into work and telling my coworkers about this crazy dream that like people were chasing me, or I was trying to like fight for my survival, and being so weirded out and being like, why am I dreaming this stuff? And people are like, are you watching like, you know, crime shows or stuff like that before you go to sleep? And I'm like, no, I don't know why I'm having these crazy dreams. They were always about either me having to like attack someone, which is super scary and violent, or me running and trying to get away from someone attacking me. So super weird, scary dreams, and those continued almost until like the end of my pregnancy. So it was super weird. They got to the point where they were so common that I'd wake up and I'd be like to my husband, do you want to know about my dream last night? And he's like, please no, they're scary. Like I'm over it. Why are you dreaming these things? Another thing is that I had like very mild like bloating and cramps. So like in my abdomen and my lower back, I remember especially like I would have a heating pad on because I'm like, oh, you know, maybe I'm getting my period, which I don't cramp very bad anyways when I do have a period, but I was like, oh, these cramps kind of suck, you know? So every night before I would go to bed or when I'd get home from work, I'd put the heating pad on like my abdomen or my lower back because I was so tired too, and just have those cramps, and they were just dull and achy. And I know that's super common in a lot of people too. Did I talk about being tired? I don't remember. So, extremely tired. I would come home from work and want to go to sleep, I'd lay down, fall asleep, take a nap, no problem, eat something, and then be ready for bed. So I just felt like I was never getting enough sleep. Like no matter what I did, I was still tired. Another thing is, I don't really want to say cravings, but weird foods sounded good to me. Like, I actually remember the day that I took a pregnancy test, I really wanted, this is kind of disgusting, but I really wanted those imitation crab meat stick things, you know? You get them in like where the fish and shrimp and stuff is at your grocery store, and they're already cooked and it's like not real crab, but I wanted those. So I got a pack of them, like the leg style. They're like little strips, and I put them on a plate and put them in the microwave and dipped them in melted butter. This was like probably 30 minutes before I took a pregnancy test, and I'm like, what the heck? But the number one thing that made me take a pregnancy test, that made me go even buy a pregnancy test, was my heightened sense of smell. So I think first and foremost that women can smell way better than men, but when you're pregnant, you can smell everything. Like good smells, bad smells, doesn't matter, you smell it all. So the day before I took a pregnancy test, which was 5 days before my missed period, I was at work, and I'm a hairstylist, and it was wedding season, it was summertime, and I was working with a bride, and I finished doing her hair, and her veil was hanging by my station in a bag. And so she loved her hair and everything, and so I go to get the veil out to place it in to make sure she likes the placement and everything for the day of her wedding. So I'm opening the bag up, and it smells so strong, like fresh paint, like someone just painted a wall. It smelled like someone had painted the bag. That's how strong it was. So I'm like, oh my God, it's kind of making me like nauseated. That's how strong smelling it is. And I open the bag and I get the veil out, and I'm like, did you just like paint the room that this was hanging in? Because it smells so strong, like it's like burning my eyes. And she's like, well, we just had our house painted and it was in the closet. And I'm like, oh my God, it smells so strong. And she's like, really? I don't smell anything. I'm like, are you serious? Like, this is intense. It's making my eyes want to water. Like, it's strong. And so a girl next to me who was working, I'm like, do you smell this? Like, smell this. It smells like paint. And she's like, I don't smell anything, Becca. Like, what are you talking about? And I cannot, that's all I can smell now. I don't smell any hair products. I don't smell anything besides this paint. And I put the veil in. She loves it, whatever. She leaves. I'm cleaning up, and I'm like, how could no one smell that? Like, that was probably the most intense smell I've smelled in my life. And I go home that night, and I'm like, I'm freaking pregnant. I know I am. If I can smell this and no one else can smell it, and it's like a distinct smell of paint, I know that I'm pregnant. So yeah, those were the signs that I knew I was pregnant before I took a test. And sure enough, the next day I took a test, and it was surely positive. Yeah, maybe you can relate to some of these. I know that a lot of people have a lot of different symptoms, and maybe the next time I'm pregnant I'll have completely different ones. Maybe I'll have a few of the same, maybe I won't have some of these, but it's so crazy how pregnancy is like so different for everyone. And a lot of people say every time you're pregnant it's different as well. But yeah, if you can relate to any of these, give the video a thumbs up. I'm very excited to make more videos for you guys. I really want to do a working mom lifestyle channel. I really want to vlog. I have never done it before, but we'll see what happens. And if you have any video ideas, please comment below and leave them. I plan on making a lot more videos. I do have some ideas. It's just finding the time to make those videos for you. And yeah, I would really love it if you would subscribe to my channel and like this video. And I will see you next time. Thanks!